Always want to know, what kind of schedule does a leader have, a network marketing leader? How do they have a great schedule? Those are always some of the questions I get. Okay. How do you deal with distractions? Ooh, that's a good one, so I'll answer that one really quick. How do you deal with distractions? Okay, distractions, I think that you get distracted if you're not 100% sure of focus where you're going. So if you're not 100% sure, then distractions are something that is easy to take place. For instance, like for me, if I know I want to lose weight and something comes up, an event or something else comes up, and it's like, okay, well, it's a business meeting. That could be a distraction from me working out because I had a meeting early in the morning and I normally work out in the morning. Well, then what you do is you say, okay, well, if this is where I want to go, this is what I want, the intention, then you work out later in the evening. You still get it done. You just get it done at a different time. So distractions, if they're good distractions, it doesn't mean that it still can change what your original goal is for maybe something else. So there's all kinds of distractions. There's good distractions, there's bad distractions. You know, my kids can be a good distraction, but ultimately, if I want to be a good mom, sometimes, you know, if I miss a call or something because I'm watching a movie with them or I'm showing them undivided attention, yes, it's a distraction, but it's a good distraction because I want to also be successful in that area. So maybe I got to do the three-way call a little bit later in the day. So I think it just depends on if you know where you're going and you know what you want in all areas, that if something distracts you from another area that you want to accomplish. Oh, I missed that. If something is, oh, I'm sorry because I got my phone turned to the side, so I missed that last question. It was a long one. Sorry. I missed it though. But if you could type it again. My husband showed up and showed out in Atlanta. Good, good, good. That's good. We divide and we conquer. Okay. Your training was amazing in Dallas. Can you give new IMRs leaders tips on how you approach people? One of the ways I approach people is with just being very direct. I don't do a lot of beating around the bush. If I'm out and I'm getting to know people, you know, I might ask them a few questions about themselves, but truly I just state what I want. For instance, I might say, hello, my name is Tishina Anderson. You know, I'm an entrepreneur in the area. I heard that you have your own business. Like if I overhear someone talking, I actually deal with different business owners in the area. I show them ways of cutting down costs and their expenses. So I always have like some little tagline of something if I think someone is something. So if I think you're a business owner, I might say that. If I think that you're a mom and you have kids, I work with a lot of moms in the area. And okay, so I might say if you are a mom in the area, I might say something like, if I work with a lot of moms and, we're entrepreneurs and we teach moms how to be mothers, but also to have business and make money and have fun on the side. So I want to kind of say something that caters to that person. So I approach people being direct. This is who I am. This is what I do. I would love to stay connected with you. My goal is just to get their information and find another time where I can stay in contact with them. That's my goal. So that's how I approach people. Someone asks, how do you expand? You're welcome. How do you expand? I think it says something about how do you expand in a city where 5 Links is not, where your business is not, right? Was that the question? Sorry. I was trying to read it and answer the other question at the same time. But this is how you expand. You expand with starting off with a vision, a mission. You need to write it down. You need to be very clear what you want to do, how you want to do it, who do you want to market to, how are you going to market to them. This is a business, and a lot of times people take it for granted. You think you just go out and talk to people and that's how you're going to expand in different cities. It doesn't work that way. You really do have to have intentions, and that's what this Periscope is all about, great intentions. So am I going to attract teachers, pastors, Am I going after people who are big in working out? I'm trying to find the best angle. I think that might be better. Am I going after people who are great at working out? Who am I going after? You know, what are my intentions? What am I trying to do? Am I trying to build a young organization? Am I trying to build an organization of 50 plus people? Do I want everyone? What is my mission? Like, I think the clearer you can get with what you want, writing it down, and then when you go out, that makes it easier for you to be able to communicate. Remember, someone said, well, how do I, deal with distractions? Well, it's easy to get distracted if you don't have a clear picture on what you want. So the best way to get out there and expand in a new market is to start off with where you want to go, what you want, and who you want to go after. Who are you marketing to? And then how are you going to do it? Are you going to get dressed and go out to all the gyms? Are you going to go in your gym clothes? Are you going to get dressed and go into real estate offices? Are you going to network and go from friend to friend? How are you going to dress? Is this a fun atmosphere? Do you want to wear, the branding of your clothes? Do you want to wear jeans? Do you want to wear a suit? Are you attracting an older generation where you want to be dressed up all the time? All of those things are important when you go off. And if you don't know those things, then you kind of just like wake up and you're like, I'm just gonna call a few people, which is not horrible, but it's not as clear, and you don't have the best intentions because you really don't know where you're going or what you want. So maybe having a location is important. Think about being a big business owner. So if you're starting a market, do I have a location? Do I have a meeting? Do I have a time? Do I have marketing materials? Do I have something to give them? Do I have something to invite them to? Do I have samples? Am I going to go and do a tasting? Am I going to go and I'm going to go over a business presentation? What is my agenda when I go off to build this market where there is no business? And usually markets have a hard time getting started if the person isn't strong enough. So strong people are able to build markets. They're able to start them off because they have more things in place. They have a better network. They have, they have more things in line with what they see for themselves in that market. So if you want to get a market or your business going, then first start off with almost like a business plan. How are you going to promote your business? Who are you going to promote it to? Those are just some ways that you can kind of start off. Okay, one more question, and then I'm going in the gym because I got to get these guns right. Any more questions before I end this Periscope? A great week of great intentions, being mindful. That's right. Give me some hearts. I'm giving y'all good information. Y'all gave me one little heart. Come on. There we go. There we go. Give me a few more hearts. Yeah, let me know you like it. It's good information. Let me know. Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm looking at the hearts. I missed the last question. Okay, one more question. If you could repost it, that way I can answer it for you. Okay, guys. There you go. There you go. Keep those hearts going. Keep them going. All right, great week, great intentions. I'm starting my week. I like Periscope. I do all my Periscopes in my car. I don't know why that winds up happening. You welcome. You welcome. You welcome. All right, guys. Share this Periscope. Share it with friends. Share it with family members. I think information is absolutely. How do you overcome fear of rejection? Well, sometimes fears. Uh-oh. Now more questions are coming. Okay. First question was, answer this, and then you guys are going to have a great day on intention. How do you overcome fear? Well, fear is one of those things that really, honestly, I don't know if it ever goes away. So you can't get rid of it. So if you know that, then you kind of it can get better and it can change, but it really doesn't eliminate. For instance, I started off having a fear of talking to people. And today I am way better at it. Like really good, obviously. And I started off with having a fear of speaking in front of people. Those were two of my major fears when I started in the business. Now, the thing about it is that I still am afraid to speak in front of people. So whenever we have national conventions and there's thousands of people that are there, I'm still nervous. My stomach is still churning. Now, I might not get afraid if I'm doing a home meeting or in a hotel where there's only a few hundred people. But yes, give me hearts, good hearts. Thousands of people still scare me. So the fear, even though it's been eliminated in some areas, it's still there, you know. And the only way I've been able to change it is through practicing, because you do it over and over again. So you practice it. I don't speak in front of thousands of people often enough where that fear is gone. So I'm sure if I did it more often, then I would eliminate that fear as well. And then it might go to something else where I'm afraid of speaking in front of Oprah, or I'm afraid of speaking in front of, you know, the president, whatever the case may be. But the fear is still there, so it doesn't go. You can eliminate it somewhat. And the way you eliminate it is through practicing. How do you deal with it? You do it anyway. You know, I'm afraid of talking to people, but I would do it anyway. I'm afraid of speaking, but I would do it anyway. And that's how you eliminate fear, is that you do it anyway. There was a fear I had at one time of, okay, I'm unhappy in my marriage. This is a different kind of fear. I was unhappy in my marriage. I didn't want to be there anymore. Even though I love the person, it just didn't feel like it was for me anymore. And I had a fear of, well, what's going to happen? I'm never going to find anybody, or, you know, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. Or I'm never going to find that connection again. I think it's really hard to find great connections. So I was afraid, and I stayed longer than maybe I should have because I was afraid. But I figured out how to do it anyway. Let go of that relationship, and God blessed me with a new relationship. And it was just a fear. So I think the more you know who you are, the more you know what you want in life, the things that you want to accomplish in your business, how you want to accomplish them, the more you know, you eliminate fear by just going after your goal aggressively and doing it anyway. Not just like, oh, I'm going to try it. No, if I'm afraid of speaking, then I need to speak 10 times a week. If I'm afraid of talking to people, then I need to talk to 20 people a day. You need to increase the amount of times you do it so that you can eliminate it. And because what happens is the more you do it, the better you become at it as well. The other thing was something about scripts. I'm not a big person on scripts. You can find scripts online, Googling scripts. I don't really like them, and the reason I don't, because I feel like they're very unauthentic. So, is that a word? They're not authentic. I think it's just they're not authentic. I can think that's a word. And to me, they sound rehearsed. They can help because it's a starting point for most people, but I find that most people that go off of scripts really just don't connect. So I think it's good to have maybe scripts that you create yourself better than looking up a script. So the way you can do it is you can say, all right, these are the types of people I'm going to run into today. These are the types of people I'm going to call today. Let me think in advance. What would they want to hear? If I could think of what they would want to hear, then I can think of what I should say to them. Does that make sense? Those are great ways to have a script that you can create yourself. You don't have to Google anything. You could just say, who am I going to talk to and what do they want to hear? If I was them, what would I want to hear? All right, so great day on attention. I answered some of your questions today. Inbox me, email me, dreamchaserscoach@gmail.com. If you would like to be a part of the coaching program, if you want more information, 4 sessions a month, 1 hour a piece. I do an assessment. I go over where you are, what needs to be worked on first, and then day by day